I've decided to share this story with anybody who cares to read it. It's a long story, but if this first post doesn't get any interest, I'll keep it a family secret. A little backstory. My grandfather passed away about 15 years ago. He was a police officer in New Jersey for over 30 years, before he retired in the 1990s. I was only about 10 when he passed away. I never really knew him. His police stuff was doled out to various family members. His police attire, handcuffs, revolver, and baton were all given out to my uncles. My mother was given a worn-out leather-bound book. She gave it to me. But being only 10, I really didn't find any interest in reading it. I tucked it away for years, until I moved to my first apartment after finishing school. I found it deep in my closet, and upon realizing what it was, I opened it up and began to read. Here's what it said. I was given this journal as a way to write down everything I've been through. The police provided me a psychologist, who in turn decided I should chronicle, his words, not mine, my story. He said it may ease the stress and the nightmares I've been experiencing. I don't remember the date specifically, but I'll be trying to write in order. I returned home from Korea in 1953. I had flown airplanes for the USAF for 2 years. And since college wasn't big those days, I had to find a job once I returned in order to provide for my wife. It wasn't too difficult to find work in those days. I began my career as a police officer in Eatontown, New Jersey PD in 1954. Eatontown is a small coastal community in the Middle East region of New Jersey. This being a small town, the only action we ever saw as police officers were thefts, speeding, and the occasional bar fight ending in assault. Being 23 years old at the time, I found it quite boring. New York was so close. And I heard stories of murder, drugs, and of course, the mafia. This boring-ass town was too quiet for me. I decided to work my ass off to reach my dream job of one day working for the NYPD. It only took 5 years for me to get promoted to detective. My partner, Sil, was an older guy who'd been with the force for 40 plus years. He fought in World War I, so he had seen its fair share of chaos and brutality. He had never spoke about it. We just normally sat behind a desk doing paperwork, or went out on stakeouts if something fishy was going on. The mafia had been more prevalent in our area, but so far we hadn't seen any problems. It seemed though a lot of the mafia higher-ups bought large homes near the oceans as a lavish getaway. In early 1960s, Sil finally retired after teaching me much as he could. He was a good mentor, but I was excited to have someone new, young and full of life. Rick Giamatti was his name. He was a good-looking guy, tall, thin, and had tan skin. He had also a thick mustache, and his dark brown crew cut really brought out the blue in his eyes. Rick was a new transfer from a small Pennsylvania town. He seemed nice besides being quiet. He was, by all means, a normal man. We hit it off quick. He was a World War II vet and fought in Okinawa, and had, like me, returned home and found work as a policeman in a cozy town. There weren't enough people in town, he explained, and that's why I wanted to transfer more towards the coast. I guess the timing was right since Sil retired. Rick was an obvious good 10 years older than me, and had the same amount of experience. But with Rick came a certain darkness that I couldn't realize for some time. After a few years, I think it was around spring of 1963, in town would become a string of grisly murders. Maybe I've gotten my wish for a more exciting career after all.